Hello, welcome. My name is Aaron Weber. Welcome to this brief conversation or introduction to compensation plans per se, particularly analyzing them in the light of what you may have at the company you're at or what you're familiar with, in contrast to what we have here at Unicity. But first, a bit of introduction. There is lots of chatter out there relative to this is good and that is bad and this is the style of plan you need to have. A lot of these folks who say, well, I'll show you mine if you show me yours, and this competition of words, this war of words, if you will. That is not what this presentation is about. I want to introduce to you a few 10 precisely fundamental principles that we have built the Unicity plan on that we personify well with. And I want you to use those principles and their personification at Unicity as a way to analyze us, obviously, but also to reassure maybe and or to analyze what you have or are familiar with. I want to provide you some context and framework for a way of looking at compensation plans so you understand not necessarily the mathematics, but the principles and the ideas and the power that are behind them, particularly the one we have at Unicity. At the end of the day, all the arguments over this style of plan or my plan's better than yours and all this other nonsense comes down, I believe, to two fundamental questions. Number one, does the compensation plan you're working on pay out enough? A 10% payout clearly is deficient. A 90% payout clearly is wonderful, but has some other challenges built into that. So does it pay out enough in overall quantum? And the second question, which follows on from that, is does it pay out what it pays out equitably? Does the right money go to the right people at the right time for doing the right things? Is that money distributed, not necessarily evenly, but to the right places at the right time and the right people? So principle number one, does it pay out enough? There are plenty of rules of thumb here, but let me give you one. It should pay out at least 50%. That's the sweet spot, if you will. At the end of the day, this is a partnership, or should be a partnership, between the field and the corporation, those in the building and those outside the building, if you will. A true partnership, a true 50-50, is one where we are equally engaged in doing the things that need to be done with a slightly different job description, but we're equal in our efforts and support and work focus. Now, obviously, from a field perspective, we'd prefer to have maybe slightly more than 50%, 51, 52, 53, 55, etc. That's okay, that's wonderful, but it should certainly be around that 50%. On the flip side, though, you also don't want to have it pay out too much. Now, that may sound counterintuitive to you, but paying out too much can be bad. Number one, you've all heard the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't. Well, that's true and relates to compensation plans. Let's say a company claims to have a 65% payout or other such number. The bottom line is there is only three places that payout can come from. It can come from the health or profitability of the corporation, and you want a healthy and profitable corporation, or else how does it invest in its own future, which, guess what, is your future? You also need good administrative support, properly staffed, the staff properly rewarded and paid. And you also need to have a quality product. They can't skimp on the product in order to pay out more on the compensation plan. There's nothing more short-term than watered-down products just to pay some short-term incentives. So, you want a healthy corporation. You want good overhead at the corporation, and you want a quality product. And if it pays out much more than 50%, I would say much more than 55 to 60%, then one of those three vital areas to you and I as distributors is going to be negatively affected. You do not want that. At the end of the day, this is a business of leveraged and residual income. Residual income only comes from ongoing purchases. Ongoing purchases only come from a pleasant and positive interaction with the company and product that is powerful and works and is not watered down. So number one, you want it to pay out enough. Number two, but not too much that you put at risk those other things that we need in support of our business. Number three, does it pay what it pays right? That's answering this question of does it pay out equitably? Does it pay the right people at the right time for engaging in the right activities? After all, what gets rewarded is what gets done. So is it rewarding those right activities and the people that are doing those right activities? Is it overpaying perhaps some legacy issues? Is it overpaying at the front end, not leaving enough for a leveraged and lifestyle-styled back end? Is it paying out some larger sums or some reasonable sums for completely irrelevant activities? Analyze what your compensation plan is rewarding, what it is paying out on. That is what will get done. Fingers crossed, hopefully those are the productive activities that actually grow and sustain and enable the compounding growth of a solid business. So does it pay right? Right people, right time for engaging in the right or correct activities. Number 4, at the fundamental level, does it pay you slightly more for doing the best thing? Well, what is the best thing? The best thing is introducing someone new to your business. The best thing you can do for them is to help them start fast or start strongly. That takes extra time and effort and attention and energy, which has an actual cost, excuse me, and an opportunity cost because you're not spending that time somewhere else. Are you being rewarded beyond the norm for that extra activity? We do. We have a Fast Start program where for the first month you can get 30% payout on those new people you bring in. Those 30% will sure add up, particularly in a Unicity context, that they usually come in as a manager. That's 1,000 points. Everybody you bring in is going to bring you $300. That's very rewarding and can compound very quickly. Now, the secret for Unicity's Fast Start program is that not only does it pay a great extra reward for doing that extra thing, for doing the right thing in someone else's life, which is only the best thing for your life, by the way, but we also pay everybody else in the food chain. This is not one of those quick starts or fast starts where you rob Peter to pay Paul, and as a consequence of that, people never actually seem to leave the fast start environment, so the leveraged and residual income never actually seems to kick in. We don't play that game. We pay leveraged and residual income in that first month, as well as a very generous fast start program. Now, as an incidental comment here, generally in the bold, you will find the terms or the names that we use for how we personify these principles here at Unicity. And there are plenty of other tools and people to help you understand and drill down on those particular terms. First one here is Fast Start. So if you want to look at that, ask your sponsor, ask the person that sent you this video, say, tell me more about Fast Start, I'm intrigued. Provide for me some resources so I can research that further, etc. Number 5, and you'll hear this, algebraic equation fairly often. It's a, do you have a do X, get Y environment? Simply put, do you know what you have to do, the X, so that you know what you'll get from that effort, the Y? Now that could be expressed the other way. If you want to get a certain thing, do you know what you've got to do to go get that? So, do you know what the activities are to get the reward? Or if you have a certain reward in mind, do you know what the activities are you need to engage in to go get that reward? We do. We call it Team Builder Bonus, or for short, TBB. It is a very powerful but very simple do X, get Y environment. For example, it is $20,000 that is available for you as you work your way through building your organizational volume from 0 to 50,000, equally spaced along that path. It starts at 3,000 of organizational volume, really quite low. Most builders, most people with some degree of experience, even those without experience but some degree of application of effort, usually start in their very first month at level 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 or 4 of the Team Builder Bonus. And there are set amounts at each of those levels that as soon as you hit that level and qualify, you will receive that fixed amount. Keep in mind, again, this is as well as our base compensation plan, which incidentally is powerful enough in and of itself. But we understand the need and the power and the attraction of rewarding the right people at the right time for engaging in the right activities. And building a well-structured, balanced, and growing business is certainly qualifies as the right activities, and you would therefore qualify certainly as the right kind of person to pay extra to in a do X, get Y environment. Now, number 6, clearly if that do X, get Y methodology and mindset works at the front end, it should work as we carry on through the plan, and it should happen at larger numbers and provide a much more significant reward for you. It does. We have the 20,000 of Team Builder bonus, which are sitting there waiting for you. As soon as you check those boxes, those checks will be mailed to you or put in your account. We also have, as you move along, 110,000 US dollars as you continue to build your business. As you leave those activity-based incomes, at those activity-based things that you do at the coalface, if you will, and begin to experience some degree of leverage in your business, where you're beginning to build a significant business and tend into leading, there is 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, for a total of 110,000 available for you, again, on a do X, get Y basis. Make Presidential, Sapphire, Ruby, Diamond, that 10, 20, 30, and 50 is there for you. Check the box, done, check is mailed to you. But that's not all. Once you get to this leading stage where you have the beginnings of the power of a leveraged and residual income, there is 150,000, 500,000, $1 million for you, again, on a do X, get Y basis. So that's $1.78 million available to you on a do X, get Y, partitioned into a beginning, a middle, and an end section so that you can get paid as you check those boxes, move along, and grow your business. All of them on do X, get Y, all without unnecessary time constraints. Achieve all as slowly or as quickly as you want. Do them all next week if you want. Take 10 years if you want. But they're all there for you. And again, all are there as well as the standard and yet very powerful compensation plan. Number 7, this is a unique feature or another unique feature in the Unicity Compensation Plan. Are you able to use all the volume you've built, because it's all valuable or should be all valuable to you, for your qualifying and therefore your payout? It just annoys me no end where you get some form of plans that will pay you to the level of your least competence. We will pay you to the level of your shortest leg. We'll pay you to the level of your most underperformance, shall we say. That to me is borderline criminal and certainly counterintuitive to the principles that should underline this business. Whatever you build, we want to create as much as possible an environment that you can get paid on that and or use that to help you qualify at the highest possible rank. We call this horizontal compression. After all, the entire industry is built and understands vertical compression, or just compression generally it's called. Why shouldn't you be allowed to use those people, those legs, if they've gone beyond just one person, that are excess to the compensation plan requirements to help you achieve a rank in the compensation plan? For example, in Unicity, you need 3 legs. What if you had a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th? And most likely you do, because when you sign someone up, you don't know how they're going to build or what sort of records they're going to be able to set or break. And so you keep sponsoring Frontline as you should. It's the best possible activity you could engage in. But if you only require 3 legs and you've got 6 or 10, then 4 through 10 aren't helping you do anything in a normal compensation plan. In Unicity, legs 4 through 10, say, all horizontally compress into your 3rd leg to assist you in having that 3rd leg reach whatever threshold you need it to be to help you qualify for that higher rank and therefore deeper depth of payout. We believe in helping you in every possible way to get to that highest rank, to get that highest check, and helping you use what you've built, what you've sweated over, if you will, to get there. That is only appropriate. Number 8, does it pay deeply, very deeply, and very quickly? What's your compression model? Do you have levels or generations or this aberration called dynamic compression, which really isn't that dynamic at all, but I digress. Does your compression model link productive leaders together? When you've got some leader deeper in your organization doing great things, are you concerned about their growth because the money comes out of your pocket as they increase their check and their rank? Or are you working productively with them and celebrating with them and for them their great success because it's only the best thing for your possible business? And it makes no difference to you other than your business is more stable and your check goes up when your people grow. And does it pay deeper than any other form of compression? You want to get paid on as much of your organization as possible. And so if you've done the right things in terms of building the right style of business, the right volumes and structure in a minimal amount, can you get paid as deeply as possible? Our infinity share compression does exactly that. It is the ultimate form of compression. It allows productive leaders to be linked and work productively together, synergistically together, should I add, and allows you to be paid deeper than any other form of compression. You could think of it in short term as a rank compression. The highest paid out rank of the Unicity Compensation Plan is Diamond. Imagine being paid 9, using the old term, generations of diamonds in one line in depth in your organization. How deep would that be? 9 people at the highest rank in your compensation plan deep, and their organizations being paid to you at the top of that food chain. You can begin to picture how deep that would be. 9. Is it balanced? This sort of is a restatement, if you will, of does it pay out what it pays equitably? Does it pay well at the beginning? Does it reward those correct activities, those activities that are based on the hands-on doing at the coalface building? Does it reward well at the back end? Does it have great residual and leveraged income? That's what we're building towards in most instances. Does it have enough resource within it and enough structure and volume and correct activities being rewarded at the coalface level to ensure that that back-end leveraged and residual income is powerful and sustainable? And if it has both those things, wonderful, but does it also have a bridge from one to the other? Does it have some sustenance for you as you move through that valley of death, as you will, from the activity-based income to the residual and leveraged income? There's a period of time there where as you transition from one to the other where your income could flatten out, if you will. Does it have a great bridge to enable you to bridge that gap as you transition the activities you engage in as you continue to build your business by doing the right thing at the right time? Does it, simply put, reward the right things at the right times? And does it do so well? Is it balanced? Number 10, another interesting feature in Unicity Plan is, can you earn multiples? Whatever your payout is, whatever your rule of thumbs are, is there a systemic way where you could earn 2 times or 3 times or 4 times that base payout just by continuing to build your business? You've got the base compensation plan payout. Can you augment that? Can you multiply that in a standard, non-secret squirrel give me a deal way? We don't do deals here at Unicity because we don't give to people what we are prepared to give to everybody else. Our deals, if you will, are out in the open. Team builder bonus. And the other do X, get Y environments. Fast start. This thing called additional franchise position. The ability for you to sign a new position directly under you and in effect be your own upline. So not only get your own check, but also get a portion of what your upline's check would have been. Now, of course, your upline doesn't mind because you're building new business that they also get paid on. But imagine being, when you get to that right point in time in your progression in your business, being paid as your own upline. Once and twice and 3 times more. That is powerful. So when we say that Unicity can and will and does produce some of the largest checks in the industry, with not necessarily the largest volumes in the industry, we know what of we talk, because we are doing that. 2x, 3x, 4x of the base commissions on that incremental residual volume in your business. Powerful, powerful, powerful. So in summary, I'm assumed in this conversation you've got some degree of experience, either currently or historically, in the business and with compensation plans. Obviously, I feel passionately about what we have at Unicity. I believe we have cutting-edge principles as well as personification of those principles in our compensation plan. Question for you to ask is, are you or do you feel like you are in the right place? If not, if some of these principles, some of the power that we have at Unicity Plan have caused you pause, then maybe you want to consider coming to a home or coming home, coming to Unicity. Let us help you transition here. And much of what I've spoken about today is designed or has the side effect of being very powerful in that regard. Let us help you come here and extract full value from all that you are and have experienced. That upline or that sideline, and certainly the downline you had at company X, Y, or Z, come and bring them to Unicity with you, more particularly under you in your organization, and let us, with our principled and personified compensation plan, let us help you extract full value from that new constituted organization. We could show you how in your first month you could probably recreate and or replace and or exceed whatever last month's check was at the company you're at now, and then grow that check from there. Simply put, we're looking to lead an industry, not just build a great business, check that box, not just build big incomes for a few folks, check that box plus, not just make a bit of a noise in the marketplace by waving our hands in the air. We just don't do that. We're looking to bring leaders to a place that they can call home, to a place that they can ply their trade and skills in and extract full value from, so that they can be part of a group of people that can, in time, be looked at and say, those people know what they're doing. That is where I want to be. I want to be with those folks doing those things because that is the direct selling that I have a vision for. Come home. Come join us. Enjoy a principled, powerful, and profitable compensation plan. Be rewarded well and properly for your efforts and have the ability to provide that same benefit to all of your people. Thank you.